You probably know me as Stealth Kitty. Yeah, that Stealth Kitty. The one with the neon pink headset and the cat ear sleeves that I wear for every stream. The one who can nail a 360 no-scope and then blow a kiss to the camera 5 seconds later. My apartment is my studio. You've seen the background. The wall of glowing pink and blue LEDs, the perfectly arranged Funko Pops, the poster from my first big sponsorship. It's a whole vibe. It's my job, and I'm damn good at it. Boom, headshot. That's my catchphrase. The chat goes nuts every time I yell it, and I live for that. Seriously. I get thousands of people watching me play FPS games every single night. They subscribe, they donate, they tell me I'm amazing, and I love it. I love the attention, the validation. I love being seen. This whole Stealth Kitty thing, it's a persona, sure, but it's the best version of me. She's confident, she's funny, she's talented, and people actually like her. That's the whole point. This is my career. I built this from nothing, and I'm finally successful. Here's the thing you don't see though, the part that's not lit by the pink LEDs. The reason I crave all that validation, it's because for the first 20 years of my life, I was basically wallpaper. Growing up, I was the quiet one, Yoona, the one nobody really noticed. I wasn't pretty enough for the popular kids, not smart enough for the brainiacs, not weird enough for the theater crowd. I just existed. I ate lunch alone a lot. I remember sitting in the high school cafeteria, just watching everyone else laugh and talk, and feeling like I was behind a sheet of glass. It leaves a mark, you know? Feeling invisible. You spend your whole life just wishing one person would look at you, really look at you, and think you're something special. So when I started streaming, just for fun, and people started showing up, when they called me queen and legend and spammed my chat with heart emojis, God, it was like a drug. Stealth Kitty wasn't just a character, she was the person I always wanted to be. She was visible. And the community, they felt like the friends I never had. The money was great too, don't get me wrong. It meant I could pay my rent, buy new gear, and never have to go back to my parents' house, where I was just Yoona, the quiet one. I guess I was just so hungry for all that connection that I was naive. I thought every superfan was just being nice. I thought the attention was flattering. I never stopped to think that when you invite thousands of people into your life, into your home, every single night, you don't really know who's watching, and you have no idea what they are capable of. It started with one guy, Kitty Lover 64. He was what we call a whale, one of those fans who drops hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars in a single stream. At first, it was just flattering. His messages were always glowing. Great stream, Kitty. You're the best FPS player on the platform. Boom, headshot, queen. The money was intoxicating. It wasn't just validation anymore. It was security. It was a new graphics card. It was paying my rent 6 months in advance. He was like funding my dream. Then the messages got personal. You looked beautiful tonight, Yoona. I froze. Right in the middle of a match, I almost got sniped. I never, ever use my real name on stream. I brushed it off, forced a laugh for the mic. Who's Yoona? Thanks for the dono, babe. But my heart was pounding. I must have let it slip in an old video, maybe. A simple mistake, but it felt weird.
A week later, I was complaining about my internet lagging during a match. A $500 donation popped up. Kitty Lover 64. Maybe this will help you get that fiber optic upgrade you were looking at. My blood went cold. I had complained about the lag, sure, but I had never mentioned a fiber optic upgrade. I'd only talked about that with my building super in an email. I forced a laugh for the stream, Wow, kitty lover, thanks. Are you psychic? But my hands were shaking so hard I could barely hold my mouse. It got worse. I don't like when your friend Milo joins this stream. He's distracting. That pink hoodie you were wearing in your social story looks really soft. Why do you always order from that sushi place? The one on Main Street is way better. How did he know what street my sushi place was on? I never showed the bag, never mentioned the name. I just showed the sushi. I started feeling watched. Not on stream, that I liked. I mean, in my real life, when the lights were off. The final straw came on a Tuesday. I wasn't even streaming. I was just editing a video. A donation came through my platform's tip page. Kitty Lover 64, I sent you something. Check your front door. I didn't move for a long time. I just stared at the notification. My front door was maybe 20 feet away. I told myself it was probably just an Amazon package, a gift from my wish list. But my wish list was anonymous. I didn't check the door. The next day, during a live stream, I publicly blocked him. I gave a whole speech about boundaries and parasocial relationships and community safety. We love our fans, I said, my voice full of that fake, bright, stealth kitty confidence. But we have to be safe. We're blocking Kitty Lover 64. We don't support stalkers here. My chat cheered me on. They spammed respect and we love you, kitty. I felt strong. I felt like I was back in control. I was such an idiot. That Friday, I finished a long, really good stream. I was buzzing, celebrating a ton of new subs. Love you, chat. You're the best. Kitty out. I gave my little wave and kiss. I shut everything down. The PC, my monitors, the bright LED lights. My apartment went from the colorful, vibrant, stealth kitty studio back to just my dark, quiet living room. I went to the kitchen to get some water. When I walked back into the living room, I stopped. My streaming chair, it was facing the wall. I never leave it like that. I always push it back into the desk facing out. It's part of my shutdown routine. My heart did this painful, heavy thump against my ribs. I told myself I was just tired. I must have bumped it when I got up. I walked over and put my hand on it to turn it around, and I screamed. But it was one of those silent, breathless screams where all the air gets punched out of your lungs. Sitting on the chair, placed perfectly in the center of the seat, was one of my Funko Pops from the shelf, the little cat girl one. Its head had been snapped clean around, facing backwards, and one of its little black plastic eyes was gouged out, popped right out of the socket. Underneath it, lying on my pink seat cushion, was a small glossy photo, a picture of me. Not Stealth Kitty, me, Yoona. I was at the grocery store, pushing a cart, wearing sweatpants and my old college hoodie. It was taken through the front window from the parking lot. Written on the photo in a shaky red marker was one sentence. You shouldn't have blocked me, kitty. I miss your pretty eyes.
I called the police. Of course I did. They came, 2 of them, and they looked bored. They looked around my apartment, at my posters, at my pink headset. I could see the judgment in their eyes. Another influencer. They took a report. I showed them the Funko Pop, the photo. Looks like you've got an obsessed fan, miss, one of them said, barely looking up from his notepad. Just lock your doors, maybe take a break from streaming for a bit. This online lifestyle seems to attract these types. Take a break? That's my rent. That's my life. He was in my apartment, I said, my voice shaking. He was in here. How did he get in? The cop shrugged. No sign of forced entry. Maybe you left a window open. You really should be more careful. They left. Just like that. I was alone again. I spent the next day in a paranoid fog. I checked the locks on my windows, my front door. My apartment is on the 3rd floor. He couldn't have just climbed in. Did he pick the lock? How did he know I was at the grocery store? I started to feel like my walls weren't solid, like he could just walk through them. I tried to rationalize it. He was just trying to scare me. He made his point. He's a creep, but he's just a creep online. He got in, left his present, and left. He wouldn't do anything. I had to stream the next night. I couldn't let him win. I couldn't let him take this from me too. This was my space. This was my career. I couldn't let one creep chase me out of my own life. The validation, the chat, the queen, I needed it. I needed to feel like Stealth Kitty, not like scared shitless Yoona. I started the stream. The lights came on, the music started. I put on the headset, the cat ear sleeves. I forced the biggest smile I could. Hey Chad, Stealth Kitty is back. Did you miss me? The chat was flying. Kitty, we were so worried. Queen is back. Everything felt normal, safe. I launched my game. I got a few kills. Boom! Headshot! I yelled, my voice only a little shaky. I was starting to relax. See? It was fine. I was safe. I was in my studio. He was gone. And then I saw it. In the reflection on my main monitor, in the black loading screen between matches, my bedroom door in the dark hallway behind me was open. Just a crack. It is always shut. I'm paranoid about my messy room showing up on stream. It's rule number 1 of my curated background. I stared, my heart hammering so hard I could feel it in my throat. I told myself it was nothing. I just forgot. I was jumpy from last night. I just forgot. Then, in the reflection, I saw the door slowly, silently push open. I stopped talking. Mid-sentence, the chat started to notice. Kitty, you good? Mic cut out? Lag? A new donation message popped up on my screen. $1,000. The username wasn't KittyLover64. It was a new account. I see you, Yoona. The message was just one line. Turn around. You have such a good eye. I think I'll take one. My chat was flying. OMG, a whale. Queen, thanks for the dono. I see you, Yoona. Kitty, say thank you. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move. My eyes were glued to the reflection. From the dark, blurry rectangle of my bedroom doorway, a hand emerged. A black gloved hand. It waved. Slowly. I didn't scream. I just moved. I ripped the headset off and threw it. It smashed against the wall. The stream was still live, the mic still hot. I heard my chat exploding in confusion. Kitty, what happened? Yoona? I scrambled, my chair flying backward. I ran for the front door, barefoot, in my cat ear sleeves. I fumbled with the deadbolt, my fingers feeling thick and useless. I yanked the door open and fell into the hallway, slamming it shut behind me. I ran. I hammered on my neighbor's door, but the lights were off. Mr. Henderson, he was always in bed by 9. Useless. I sprinted to the elevator, sobbing, mashing the down button. The wait was agony. I felt like he was right behind me, like the elevator doors would open and he'd be standing there. They opened. It was empty.
I hid in the building lobby, shaking in a cold vinyl chair, and called 911. Again. Yes, it's me again, the streamer. He's in my apartment. He's in there right now. They came again. They looked annoyed this time. They swept the apartment. They found nothing. The apartment was empty. The bedroom door was wide open. The headset was on the floor, cracked. My stream had timed out, but he was gone. The officer pointed to the fire escape window in my bedroom. The latch was unlocked. He must have heard you on the phone, miss. Climbed right out. He sighed, like I was the problem. You really need to be more careful. We told you to lock your windows. Maybe stay with a friend? A friend? My friends were 1,000 usernames in a chat window. Milo lived 3 states away. I had no one. They left. It was almost 3 a.m. I was alone in the lobby. I couldn't stay there, and I had nowhere else to go. I went back up. It was the longest elevator ride of my life. I locked the deadbolt. I chained the chain. I wedged my desk chair under the doorknob. I went to the bedroom and locked the fire escape window. I checked the closets, under the bed, behind the shower curtain. Nothing. He was gone. He just wanted to scare me. He won. I was shaking, covered in a cold sweat. I felt disgusting. I felt watched, still. I just wanted to wash the night off me. I went into the bathroom and locked the door. A tiny, flimsy little privacy lock, but it was something. I turned on the shower, as hot as I could stand it, filling the room with steam. I needed to take my contacts out first. I'm practically blind without them. The world just turns into a watercolor painting of blurry, meaningless shapes. I peeled the right one, then the left. I dropped them into their case. The world dissolved. I reached for my glasses on the counter. They weren't there. My heart didn't just thump, it stopped. No, I whispered. I patted the counter, my hands frantic. No, no. I knocked my toothbrush into the sink. Where were they? I always leave them right there. Click. It was quiet. I almost missed it over the sound of the shower. The sound of my bathroom doorknob, the one I had locked, turning. I spun around, squinting. The door was just a tall, white rectangle, a blur. Hello? My voice was a tiny, stupid squeak. Who's there? The door pushed open. A large, dark shape filled the doorway. He hadn't left. He was in the apartment the whole time, hiding. In the closet, under the bed, waiting for the police to leave. Waiting for me to be like this, vulnerable. The persona was gone. The pink lights were off. The chat was empty. It wasn't Stealth Kitty he was looking at. It was me, Yoona. And I couldn't even see him. Kitty, a voice rasped. It was a real, physical voice, not a text-to-speech donation. I just wanted to see your good eye for myself. I screamed. I finally screamed. I scrambled backward and slipped on the bath mat, crashing against the tile wall. I was trapped. He stepped in and closed the door. He was a mountain of a shadow. I thrashed, swinging my arms, but I was just hitting air. He grabbed my wrists. He was so strong, I couldn't move. He covered my mouth with his other glove. The smell of leather and something sweet, like chemicals, chloroform. You shouldn't have blocked me, he whispered, his voice right in my ear. I loved you. I gave you everything. He let go of one of my wrists. I heard a small snick. You have such a good eye for the game. So quick, so sharp. I felt something cold and hard press against my cheek. Metal. I think I'll just take it. The first thing I remember after is the sound.
A steady, high-pitched beep. The second is the smell, antiseptic and stale coffee. I tried to open my eyes. The left one was just a void, a universe of pulsing, raw pain covered by layers of bandages. The right one, I tried to open it. I strained, but there was just nothing. Not the dark of a room, a thick, heavy, permanent black. I heard a TV playing somewhere, a news report. A popular online streamer, known to her fans as Stealth Kitty, was brutally attacked. The assailant, still at large, seems to have been an obsessed fan. The attack was targeted, chillingly symbolic. Police are warning other online personalities to take precautions. My whole life, I just wanted to be seen. I was so terrified of being invisible, of being that wallpaper girl in the cafeteria. I built a whole person, a whole life, just to get people to look at me. And I invited them all in. I let them watch me. I let them love me. And one of them loved me so much, he tore down the walls between my colorful, curated world and my real one. He broke into my sanctuary. He waited in the dark. The irony is, I finally got what I wanted. I'm not invisible anymore. My name, my real name, Yoona, is everywhere. Everyone is looking at me now. I'm front page news. But I can't see them. My career is over. My home is a crime scene. I'm just here, in the dark. And the worst part, the last thing I'll ever see, that blurry, terrifying shape in my bathroom doorway, he's still out there. And he knows he was the last thing I saw.
Thank you so much for watching or listening. Like and subscribe for more nightmares. Your support keeps the darkness from consuming this channel, so we can face the next terrifying story together. Don't be left in the dark.